everyone, welcome back to Modern Retro Gal. My name's JL in case you're new to my channel, and today I thought we would do a little get ready with me video. This is how I do my sort of very basic minimal makeup. A lot of this you would see kind of called the no makeup look, and I don't know. I feel like anytime you put any kind of makeup products on your skin, it's going to look like makeup is on your skin. That's kind of just the way it is. If you put, a pink or coral blush on your cheeks, it's going to look like that because we don't naturally have pink or coral cheeks. I mean, that's just the way it is. So this is what I would consider like very minimal makeup. This is what I do when I really don't want to spend a lot of time on my makeup, but I don't really want to go out totally bare face either. And so I am testing out still a new product. I've done this with just concealer and a tinted powder, like a face powder, but I am working with this new product from NUDESTIX. It's called, what is it called? Oh, that's what it's called, NUDESTIX. Right? I'm not prepared, you guys. No, this is from NUDESTIX. It's called the Tinted Blur Stick. I am in the shade Light 2, and I think this is a very good shade for me. This basically is sort of like the idea of a tinted moisturizer or a BB cream as far as coverage. So it's very light, very minimal coverage, but enough that it sort of takes down that just sort of bare skin look and just sort of kind of helps perfect things a little bit more. But it's in a stick form, so I guess you could say maybe it's a little bit more convenient than a tinted moisturizer or a BB cream. Or if you've just never really liked the consistency in a liquid form, this is, I think, would be a pretty good alternative. It's 0.216 ounces or 6.116 grams. I believe it's under $30. I will link it down below so you can check, and I'll have the price down below for sure. But I can't remember exactly how much it was. I want to say it was definitely under $30. So a little bit pricey for how little product you get. However, I found a way to sort of make it so that I kind of use the minimal product but get the biggest punch out of this product. And it's not something that I necessarily use every day. This is really something that I use, again, just on a day if I'm in a big hurry and I just want to put a little something on, or if I just don't really feel like doing a full face of makeup. This has been a really great look. So I'm going to go through all of the products that I'm using, and I will talk a little bit more at the end about all of the claims for this product. And my thoughts and opinions so far on it. I'm still kind of working with it, different primers, different techniques to see how I like it the best and how I really fully feel about it. So I've already done my morning skincare routine. So now I'm just going to do a couple of primer steps. So first I'm going to start with a little bit of the Becca First Light Priming Filter. These are all things that you don't have to use these specific products. If you have like primer at home, you can use that. If you even just have a, concealer, you can use that and sheer it out kind of all over your face if you have one that is skin tone. Or you can just do like concealer where you need it, and then a tinted face powder, which is what I have done in the past. Or if you have a tinted moisturizer or a BB cream, you could use that instead of the NUDESTIX. So Now that I'm talking, my throat is going to start tickling. I'm going to... excuse me. So I'm going to use this Flawless Beauty Primer from Pixie by Petra, and I'm going to kind of use this a little bit underneath my eyes just to kind of help camouflage a little bit of the under eye darkness that I have going on. This is just a light, a much more brightening primer than the Becca one, but I'm just going to concentrate it under my eyes for today. So I'm sorry if this is kind of like awkward. I'm just in a really bizarre headspace today, and I thought I was going to be feeling better to do this. But that's my life. So now I'm going to go in with the NUDESTIX Nudies Tinted Blur Stick. So they say that this has 3 uses. You can use it as a tint all over your face, which is how I'm going to use it today. You can use it as a blurring a blurring primer, excuse me, under any liquid powder or cream foundation, or you can use it for blotting. It says a natural soft focus glow diffusing blotting setting powder to create a soft matte, not flat. Use over any foundation in oily zones. I haven't tried using that like this yet. Or you can use it as highlighting and contouring, so you can get a shade that is a little bit lighter than your skin and a little bit deeper to kind of do a really natural soft focus highlight and bronze. Not bronze, contour. Excuse me, all this talking is putting a tickle in the back of my throat. And yes, I'm drinking Coke right now. That's just the way it is. So I'm going to show you how I have been liking to apply this, my preferred method so far. I'll do it on half my face so that you can see the coverage. It's very, sorry, now that my throat is tickling, it's making my nose run. Gotta love allergies. So I will apply this on one half of my face so that you can kind of see the difference in exactly how much coverage it gives. It is very minimal, but it's just this, it's kind of cool the way it covers. So I like to take a foundation brush and I just like to kind of swirl it over, and then from there just start to buff it into the skin. My face is a little bit redder than normal because we were out yesterday and there was quite a bit more sun than I was expecting. And I ran out of sunscreen. So I just kind of take a little bit and buff into the skin. I had tried using this by applying it directly to the skin, and I found that I was just, it seemed like I was using a lot of product, putting down a lot of product. And I was like, man, I'm going to go through this pretty quickly if I continue to apply it that way. So I tried just applying it this way. And I feel like I get the same amount of coverage and a more even application doing it this way than applying it to my skin. I'm just going to take my mirror up a little bit closer just to make sure everything's nice and blended in. I've been having the hardest time lately getting product to stick to my nose. I know I talked about this before in a video, and I'm not really sure why. And then what I like to do is just take a little bit from the stick and just run it so I get a little bit more concentrated product under my eye, and then just kind of blend that out. So that is the coverage. And this whole process that I'm going to do, normally when I'm not talking on camera, would only take me literally about 5 minutes. Like for me, this is 5-minute makeup. So you can see it's very light coverage. It still very much looks like my skin. You can still see some of the redness and imperfections through, but it's just kind of taken down. This is my bare side, just primed side. It's just kind of taken down, blurred a little bit, perfected a little bit, but it still very much looks like bare skin to me. It's just, you know, a little bit more even, but you still see all of the inconsistencies and little imperfections through on my skin. So I'm going to go ahead now and do the other side. Okay, so here is the finished look with just this on. There are times when I will go out just like this, like if I'm just gonna be working really quickly in the kids' classroom or something like that. Sometimes I will just do this, or if I know like I have to run to the store or something right after I drop them off, I'll just do this much. But again, it still looks like my skin. I feel like it still looks like pretty close to, as close to bare skin as you can get with having foundation, or not foundation, but makeup on your skin. And I'm still playing around with excuse me, primers underneath it, if it really does need a primer or not. I don't feel like it plays really well with this with the Pixie primer all over my face, but just underneath my eyes it seems to do okay. Especially with this and it on my nose, it doesn't really play together that well. So that is it for the powder, or for as far as coverage goes, what we're going to be doing. Now I'm just going to take a little bit of a tinted pressed powder to just kind of set everything. I know this says that you can use it like as a blotting and setting, but I don't personally feel like that works for my skin. I don't know. I'll have to try it again. I don't find it very powder-like. I do feel like it does set nicely, especially if you leave it alone. It will set pretty well, but if you're oily skinned, you may want to go ahead and powder. I just like to put on a little light dusting of powder just to make sure everything's set in place, especially under my eyes. So next we're going to go in and I'm just going to do a little bit of cheek blush contour kind of a thing. It's not going to be anything very crazy. I'm just going to go in with my Urban Decay Gwen Stefani blush palette, but any sort of, let's see, this has a giant mirror on it. You're going to get all kinds of flashback. Here we go. Any kind of multi-blush palette that you have will work. And I'm actually going to go in with these two middle shades. I know this seems like a really dark shade, but if you kind of take like these darker kind of like raspberry reddish colors and you just really lightly dust them on, it just gives a really nice flush. So I'm just going to go in with these two. And this is also why I put down a little bit of powder, because I didn't want this sticking to the product, the Blur Stick kind of foundation, anti-foundation product. So I'm just kind of taking this maybe a little bit lower than I would normally do a blush, kind of like into that kind of contoury area, and then blending it up. And if you feel like maybe this is still a little bit more, just go with your powder brush and you can sort of take it down. But I just kind of wanted to give just a nice like little defined flush, and that's all I'm doing for the cheeks. I'm not doing any other contouring. The only other thing that I am going to do is I'm going to go back into this palette and I'm going to take a little bit of the contour like bronzer shade, and I'm just going to run that, because I have hooded eyes. I'm just going to run that a little bit into my crease just so that my eyes have a little bit more definition. But that is all I am going to do besides mascara on the eyes. So now for brows, because I just feel like if I start to put any kind of makeup products on my face, even this minimally, I need to do something with my brows. So I'm so sorry. I'm going in with my Essence Make Me Brow brow gel. And I'm going to run this into my brows and also into the skin. This is how I use this to kind of do my brows. They're not going to be as perfected as when I use a pencil, but this will make them look a little bit better, a little fuller, while still keeping a fairly natural, unperfected. So anywhere where I don't have hair, where I feel like it needs to be filled in, I'm just taking the product and kind of stippling it on with the end of the brush, and then I'm just kind of patting it in with my finger. Okay, so here are the finished eyebrows. They're not perfect. This one is not really wanting to cooperate today, but that's okay because this isn't like a super perfected makeup day. Normally, like I said, this only takes me like no time to do whatsoever. I just normally sort of slap it on and go, but it was being a pain. So the last thing I'm going to do is throw on some mascara. I normally only do about 1, maybe 2 coats, just enough to kind of get the lashes tinted and looking like I have eyelashes. Okay, so mascara is done. Again, this is just to be able to go out and still kind of look fresh and easy. So for lips, you can do just a chapstick. I'm going to do a really just nice kind of glossy, almost sheer-like lip gloss. I have gone out with full-on red lipstick with this before and gotten a lot of compliments. So this is one of those things where you could kind of do anything you want with your lips, but I like to just at least put on a little bit of gloss so that my lips don't end up looking dry throughout the day. This gloss is from Winky Lux, and this is the shade Skinny Dip. So it's just kind of a sheer nude shade. It doesn't really change the color of my lips that much. It's just kind of like a hint of like a nude color and some shine. And if you want to get really crazy, you can go in with a setting spray and just kind of set everything. You can do it with a mattifying setting spray, an illuminating setting spray, just a regular old anything setting spray. This is the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer Water. It can be used as a primer or a setting spray. I've been loving it, and that is it. This is the final look. I still feel like it looks a lot. I mean, you can tell I'm wearing some makeup, but it's just so light and minimal that it's not like you have to really worry about touching it up through the day. You still look very like fresh and kind of nude, and it's almost like, is it makeup? Isn't it makeup? I feel like this is probably one of like the most no makeup looks that actually looks like no makeup, with the exception of the blush. Obviously, I always feel like when you put blush on, it's obvious that you're wearing makeup. So, anyways, so this Nudies Nude Tinted Blur Stick, like I said, I'm still kind of working with this with a few different primers, and then I'm going to work with it for a little while without a primer. I do really like it for this kind of makeup, or if you're someone who just doesn't really like to wear a lot of coverage on your face, this is a great product. However, I do feel like because it's such a small amount that you are going to go through this pretty quickly. I do wish that they gave you more product in this, but I also understand that this isn't really, I don't know, it's not really marketed as a foundation, but if it's something that you're using all over your face, then you're gonna go through this pretty quickly. But it's definitely something that I will keep in my arsenal for these sort of makeup days. I like the way it sits on my skin better than like a BB cream or a tinted moisturizer, because this way I can use whatever skincare products I want that I like, and I don't have to worry about if the BB cream or the tinted moisturizer, whether or not they really work with my skin, or if I need to do a different moisturizer underneath them, then it's sort of like another like layer on my skin. This is very, very lightweight. It really doesn't feel like there's hardly anything on my skin. I feel more the pat setting powder and the blush powder on my skin than actually this product itself. So if you've seen this at all, I know it's at Sephora. I did just see it on Ulta's website, so I will leave a link for them both down below. That way, if you have one of those stores in your area, you can go in and check it out. I don't think they have this at my Ulta, but you could always call your local Ulta and see if they carry this in store, if it's just online. So that is it for me. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks so much for getting ready with me today. I hope you all are doing really great. Excuse me. I'm still waiting for these allergies to just clear up. I don't know. It's foggy today and I'm still having allergies. I mean, you gotta love Santa Cruz, am I right? So yeah, that is it. If you liked this video, please, please, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. That really helps me out. And if you're new to my channel, please be sure to click that subscribe button and the little bell so that you will always be notified when I upload. And I will see you all again soon. Bye-bye.